Welcome to your first news bulletin right here on TV3. We are coming to you live from our studios at Addis Ababa, Kanda. We are also streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana. My name is Safwa Boahine. Now coming up. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice recommends prosecution of Board of Trustees of National Cathedral for breach of public procurement laws, among other findings and recommendations. Owners of properties that suffered damages at Buram as a result of a recent rock explosion threatened to stage a demonstration over the delay in disbursement of compensations. Also, Minerals Income Investment Fund reviews Ghana loses $2 billion annually to unregulated small-scale mining. These and many more coming up shortly. Please stay. Many thanks for joining us this morning. Let's settle for the details now and on to our first story. The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj, has recommended a forensic audit and possible prosecution of the trustees of the National Cathedral project. This follows an investigation into alleged corruption and abuse of power after a petition by North Tong MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablokwa. The report highlights several breaches of Ghana's procurement laws, particularly in the award of the construction contract to Rebad Company Limited. The Commission, however, cleared Reverend Victor Kusibuaten of allegations regarding the possession of dual passports under different names. Let's look at the figures or the key findings of the investigative report by Shraj. The contract awarded to Rebad by the Board of Trustees is illegal and void as it violates Ghana's procurement laws. Number two, the Board of Trustees did not seek concurrent approval from the Central Tender Review Committee, and also the procurement breaches raise reasonable suspicion of corruption and corruption-related offences. The fourth point is that the Board of Public Procurement Authority, PPA, should intervene to cancel the contract for the construction of the National Cathedral between the National Cathedral and Rebad Company, as it has the power to do so under the Procurement Act. And the fifth one is that the Commission recommends for further investigation and possible prosecution of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, who superintended over the award of the contract to Rebad Company in disregard to Act 663 as amended. Now let's move to Election Command Center. This is your Election Command Center, where we bring you the credible news update in the world of politics. To the first story now. And the Tendoma Noble Youth Forum in the Upper West region has issued a stern warning to the government and relevant authorities to complete the stalled electricity project or face a boycott of the upcoming 2024 elections. This ultimatum comes after years of unfulfilled promises and bureaucratic delays, leaving the community in darkness. My colleague Ibrahim Wangara has more in this report.
Despite significant progress made in 2020, including the installation of high-tension and household wiring, the project was abruptly halted due to the lack of meters. The community has made numerous attempts to reach out to responsible bodies, including the Ministry of Energy, Northern Development Authority, and Volta River Authority, but their efforts have been met with empty promises and explanations. The absence of electricity has severely impacted the community's growth and well-being. Educational facilities, local businesses, health services, and quality of life have also suffered as a result. The community feels marginalized and neglected, watching as neighboring communities thrive with access to electricity. As the 2024 elections approach, the Tendoma community message is clear: no light, no vote.
We have waited patiently made sacrifices and exhausted all possible avenues to get the electricity project completed. As we approach the 2024 elections, our message is clear. If our demands for meters and electricity is not met before December 7th, we, as a united community, will consider boycotting the election as a peaceful protest against the neglect we have faced.
Assembly member of the area, Zian Benedict, said he sided with the community to boycott the elections as he had made several efforts, but to also no avail.
Done so, I went to the assembly and delivered a message to them severally. I'm also backing them, whatever they are planning. So I'm begging them, if the lights will not be powered, they will not be voted.
The community demands that all stakeholders should take immediate action to address their concerns. Ibrahim Wangara, TV3 News, Tendoma, Upper West Region.
Let's move to our next story. And the youth of Patia community in the Talensi constituency of the Upper East region have threatened to boycott the CS elections and has given government a week to upgrade and fix their chips compound to a health center and their roads respectively. The youth who spoke with our Upper East regional correspondent Tanko Mohammed Rabiu expressed worry on how successive governments have neglected the community, and they will resist any attempt to compel them to vote.
At the time, people used to come here that they have skin diseases. It has worked over the years, but what we are facing now is that we wanted to upgrade it to a health center. The reasons are that most of our people, when they are sick, either they are taken to Bolga or Namualgo, which is very far from the community, especially pregnant women. When they are about to deliver, at times it's difficult carrying them all the way to Namualgo or taking them to Bolga. So upgrading this particular chips compound to a health center will serve a lot of good to the community.
The youth of this community are actually very angry. They are just angry because government comes and government goes, different parties comes and they goes. This chips compound has been here for 28 good years now. No one has taken any step to upgrade it to a health center. And you know, we are facing several problems. Now, we are not going to talk much, but what we are going to say today is that we are just giving the stakeholders and those in charge that if by next week we've seen no sign or no indication that this chips compound is going to be upgraded to a health center, we will boycott the elections or will not take part in 2024 general elections. Thank you. We are very much aware.
Now let's go to the camp of the NDC. Now, and the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, has blamed government for the recent surge in Galamsey activities. Speaking to the Western Regional House of Chiefs during his campaign in Takrade, John Mahama stressed that government has done very little to fight the menace despite the recent threat by organized labor to embark on a strike. John Mahama is therefore charging chiefs and traditional authorities to join in the quest to vote out the NPP.
Gold mining yama permit bebre ama enkrofo eco forest reserves mu a o mutwetwa nduane gu nti afi eduru hamatana obeka se o tamani to de bia timi ye te se nia eye samre no na eye wo srem ebi se omutwa kwaye ni na egu se omohwehwe gold na abayan kasa nkrofo ena yesa omo ankasa ena omanya permit a omo diura kwayo no mu na nanse nipa bebre ye oye kire ama afi omo de airline ba parliament se ne be ya ye wo hono ye ba ne any mining and forest reserves we mu buy no mo sesan ena omo de permits bebre e ma nkrofo se omo nko mining wo forest reserves. In the forest reserves, ni bi almost saying no cry. Say uti forestry tuma almost mo hwe kwaye so a. Say 37 forest reserves have been decimated. It is say enya dia ye betimi assign amana yes na na esitie. Enti the American say Abayin has been very responsible. Omo de omo ye nkwa e na omo ndwen amanfo no ho Enti ewo say yehwe na yeyi omun na free kwae no mo. Na yesa hwe se na ebetimi abo kwae no moban. Na yesa ndua enua no foforo. Na yetimi ama yasase na yeyi.
Still on elections, and Council of State member Samuel Kujeto has urged Ghanaians to shun voter apathy ahead of the upcoming general elections, warning that refusing to vote could result in the election of leaders who might not truly represent the will of the people. He spoke on the sidelines of the National Blood Donation Day launch in Accra.
Everyone should go and vote. When some people say, oh, as for me, I don't like this politician, so I will not vote, I say, well, I don't want to say you are foolish. But what you are doing may amount to foolishness, because that one vote of yours may make a whole difference to who goes into office and what they are going to do. If you don't do it, and the next time someone else, they don't go and complain, because your negligence, your refusal to vote has created that problem that is there. So I'm making an appeal to all Ghanaians. Please, on the 7th, wake up early, go and vote. And when you finish voting, please go home and relax. You can wait for the evening. If you want to go to the police station to go and hear the result, fine. Please, we need peace. When you create confusion, when you create chaos, who knows? You may lose a life. You may get so hurt that may be permanent for the rest of your life. So there is no reason why anybody should create chaos or confusion or go on fights and peace courts. The decision is taken at the ballot box. Everyone should go peacefully to go and vote. Vote whoever you choose, vote for that person. If the person wins, good. If it does not win, there's always another time.
Let's bring you in some more stories away from Election Command Center. And owners of properties that suffered damages at Budumburam as a result of a rock explosion by NAC Fairmount Constructions Limited, the firm undertaking the Kaswa-Winneba Road expansion project, are threatening to stage a demonstration over a delay in the disbursement of compensations. 3 persons died when flying rocks fell on them as a result of a rock explosion activity by the company working on the Kaswa-Winneba stretch of the N1 highway expansion and redesign works. Several people got injured, whilst a number of commercial and private buildings also suffered structural defects as a result of the blast.
Yes, and we came to assess it, and they said they will change the entire roofing for us, since it can't be patched or it can't be replaced, and considering the damage. So yes, and up to now they've not spoken to us about anything.
Oh, the company, I'm not hearing anything from the company. I myself, I didn't hear anything from company. I'm not happy, and even my children, my wife, my family, we are not happy. Anytime the rain is coming, we are pleading, hey, so when these people will come, when these people will come.
Me person, I have a pan because me were drinking sports. Me be TV, fridge, me roofing, me be that's a big say over. And I buy a business, and I'm a dear me be a juma. Only by how the shake up to date. I won't cash and fancy now me to to a diamond them. Meaning I zengro, me matters or me TV. That's a big say what they more. Now
To mark the 2024 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence in Ghana, the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA has joined forces with the Ghana Private Road Transport Union GPRTU and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection to unite against violence within the transport system in the country. My very good self has a report.
Violence, as we may know, comes in various forms. There is a verbal, physical, financial, psychological, emotional, just to mention but a few. But even as we mark the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence against women and girls, we explore the many stories of hawkers and drivers in the transport system of Accra.
While selling drinks in Koforidua, a customer asked about the price, and when I told them, they insulted me and added my husband. This kind of insult happens often in the job.
When I was new to the job, I often argued with passengers when they upset me. But now that I understand the role better, I've learned to be more patient.
The launch of the 2024 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence in Ghana saw a unique approach taking place at a public transport station in Accra. This setting allowed for meaningful interactions with drivers, hawkers, conductors and passengers about the issue of violence. The UN resident coordinator in Ghana, Charles Obani, praised the initiative as innovative.
16 Route 16 Stations partnership between UNFPA and GPRTU is a powerful example of this innovation. It will reach millions of Ghanaians, if not every Ghanaian, through these humble motor parks that we have across the country, and the vehicles crisscrossing this great country will be able to share this message widely.
For the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA, partnering with the Ghana Private Road Transport Union GPRTU for this year's commemoration aims to engage directly with the community.
Because we felt that we needed to reach the ordinary person in their daily life with the messages on preventing and supporting response to gender-based violence.
We've been doing this for the past 30 years after the Beijing platform. But this time, the difference is that we are actually taking it to the populace.
Present at the event was the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dakwa Newman, who highlighted the ministry's achievements in addressing gender-based violence in the country.
The ministry, in collaboration with UNFPA, established the Orange Support Center. This center provides critical services and operates a toll-free line, which is 0800 111 222. The Domestic Violence Center in Accra has also been renovated and will be operational by the end of this year.
Join the bus, end the violence.
Join the bus and stop the violence.
Safwa Boyne, TV3 News, Accra. Let's bring you some more stories. And Ghana loses an estimated $2 billion annually due to unregulated small-scale mining, according to the Minerals Income Investment Fund. Chief Executive Edward Cranton disclosed this during a media engagement in Accra, where he outlined efforts to formalize the sector through a pilot incubation program.
In a bid to formalize the small-scale mining sector, the Minerals Income Investment Fund has initiated a small-scale mining incubation program which is currently being piloted. The program seeks to provide training and a structured framework to ensure compliance with environmental and operational standards.
We're constructing a technical training center at UMAD. Luckily, Ghana has one of the best mining universities in Africa. That's University of Mines and Technology. We also have KNUST also having some mining courses. So we don't really lack when it comes to building capacity or training on other minerals.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Edward Cranton has also projected its assets under management to exceed $1.5 billion due to ongoing reevaluation exercise of mining assets.
So having lithium, having graphite, having manganese and iron ore positions Ghana very well when it comes to the critical mineral sector. And that investment, again, like I said, impacts whatever industrial policy that Ghana or the Ghana government has.
That will be all for the morning news today right here on TV3. Many thanks for joining us. New Day continues right after the breather. My name is Safwa Bwaine. Do have a lovely day.
The beginning, life feels heavy. But then, hope arrives. Star 446 hash saves you in the Dewa Chop Money draw at 10 a.m.
Congratulations!
Give your dream a chance. Give better, like life. Dewa 530.
Muhammad once said,
I've seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse in the second 2 years. I have the dead goat syndrome.
Dadanoa. On December 7th, vote for integrity, competency, and development.